Welcome to the 5 Minute Life's Questions and Lessons podcast. I am your host, Charity Youngblood, and I am so excited that you are here with me today. Let's get started with today's topic: how to start saying no to your spouse or partner. How to start saying no to your spouse or partner. So, we have been going over this how to start saying no, and we're really tackling all of the beliefs, the expectations, the layers, the mental and emotional turmoil that makes it so challenging to say no. In our previous episode, I really wanted to specify and create an intentional set of episodes that talked about how to start saying no to family. Saying no to family is one of the most challenging, what am I trying to say? Saying no to family can be one of the most challenging things. And I know that I'm very close with my family. I think it's obviously super easy if you don't have close relationships with the people in your family. But I did want to bring this up and really try to give you some alternative perspectives and some action items that you can take, some questions to explore to help you really move forward. So, we're going to focus first on the spouse or partner. So, if you are not in a committed relationship right now, the advice and the guidance will still apply to non romantic partnerships, but I am going to be very specific with the spouse or partner. So, if you feel like, nah, you can stop listening. It's totally up to you. But I wanted to start here and first of all say, when you're starting to say no to a spouse or partner, there kind of has to be a little bit of an exploration into the existing foundation. If you're in a partnership where you don't really feel safe to speak your mind, if you don't feel like you have the level of emotional vulnerability, either within yourself and your own barriers or within your partner where you feel like you're not really being seen and heard, that is really where you want to start. Because I think it's so important to start with where you are, where the foundation is. And honestly, that's a lot of the reason why some self help and personal growth kind of guidance doesn't work, because we're never really asked where we are. Like, it depends on where you're starting. So, step one would really be to analyze your existing foundation. If there is any level of emotional vulnerability that needs to be addressed, that is where you start. If you feel like your partner is not seeing or hearing you, that is where you start. So, if once that foundation is very secure and you feel like you and your partner can have open communication and you feel valued, supported, and respected in the words that you exchange with each other, then it's time to really think about the things that you need to start saying no to. So, we're thinking about, and what I am really speaking about, are the things that are either negatively impacting your mental and emotional health. So, I'm not talking about dishes left in the sink. Okay, I'm not talking about him or her not taking out the trash. I'm not talking about them doing really silly basic things. I'm talking about real problems and real things that come up in your relationship that you need to start saying no to. So, I will give you a personal example, and I don't really share a lot from my relationship with, like, if we're talking about a specific conversation, but what I absolutely will do is share what my point of view is on something. I think when you're in a relationship, it's very important that if you do decide to share, which I don't necessarily think you should share too much of your relationship no matter what, but if there are aspects that you do decide to share, that you share your portion, because the other person is not here. Like, my husband is not here right now to give you his perspective. So, something from my particular point of view is Joshua will kind of share his thoughts about something that we're talking about. And what I have noticed in myself is I had this feeling that he was trying to kind of show his knowledge of something and make me feel like less than, because he knew that particular thing. So, instead of just understanding that this man that I love and loves me is sharing his thoughts, I had to look at myself and go, no, no, no. He is sharing. He is not trying to make you feel less than. He is not saying you don't know this, ha ha. That's something that I had to start saying no to, and I had to dig into. Why would I feel that way? Right? So now it's okay if he says something that I kind of feel triggered by, it's like, nope, you're triggered. I myself am triggered. What am I triggered by? And that obviously has very much benefited, created a lot of benefits in the way we communicate. So hopefully that example is helpful for you, but it's really just this opportunity to think about what are some of the scenarios that have come up in your relationship, your romantic relationship with your spouse or your partner, and what are some of the aspects that you might need to think about saying no to. And these can be, like in my example, more of the beliefs that I hold, right? Or it can be actual activities or things you do together or conversation topics. This is however works best for you. So that's what I had on my heart today. As always, thank you so much for listening. Please rate and review this podcast wherever you're listening to my words. And if this episode has been helpful for you, please share it. We are here on this planet to help each other. So if it was helpful for you, please pass it along. And until next time, take care.